afternoon. How are you guys doing today? So, for those of you that are not familiar with tarot readings, I start with asking for the messages for the collective, for the highest good and the highest healing. My messages are primarily focused on healing aspects, not so much what's happening in life and all of that, even though it does come out. The energy is interchangeable. Only take what resonates for you. Everything that does not fit your story, do not force it to fit. Okay? Hello. How are you today? Hopefully better. Hi, Mohammed. So, with that being said, I'm going to start the reading and see what happens. Now, this here has to do with a divine feminine, and normally I don't do these divine feminine readings, but that's what came out today, so that's what we're going to touch on. So, could be you, could be the other person, whoever has that type of energy. Now, there is a lot of negative thinking that's happening here, and it's like you're not trusting your intuition. Whatever is happening, it's your intuition's telling you this is the right thing to do, this is what you need to do, this is what's happening, this is the purpose. And the negative talk is saying, no, you don't need to do this, no, da-da-da-da. And you're like going back and forth. But they're asking you to show compassion in the situation, because it's important to be compassionate. Because at any time, it can be you on the other end. And you wouldn't want someone to be cold and mean to you in regards to whatever that's going on. Okay, now Spirit's asking you to listen, but it's not listen with your ears. They want you to pay attention to what isn't being said. They want you to listen with your heart and feel what's happening around you. Because sometimes we stay in situations or relationships because we have a memory of how everything used to be. And it's not so much of like now they're probably not that same person. Your relationship's not what it used to be. It's probably worse than what it was, not for everybody. I'm sure some people have great relationships, but these people do not have a great relationship. So Spirit wants you to live in the present moment, and whatever it is that you're looking towards the future for, it's good to plan for the future, but you cannot live in the future at this moment. You have to live in this moment, because this is the only one that exists. The past is gone. You can't change it. You can't fix it. It's gone. You can learn from it. You can revisit it, through your memories. But in essence, you'll never get any of that back. So being here and being now helps you to stay grounded, helps you to stay focused and do what you can now. You can plan for the future and take steps towards creating whatever it is that you want to create. But everything right now is requiring you to have patience in doing these things and take it step by step, okay? Your angels are with you. It's like you have, there's black clouds or there's a storm that's around you, and you probably feel all alone right now, but they're showing me that even though there's a whole storm, you're being protected. Like they have their wings over you. They're guarding you from whatever it is that's happening in your life right now. So don't feel like you have to stay stuck where you are or you can't move forward. Because there's someone that's going to come into your life that is going to be either a teacher to you to help you get through these things, or it's a friend. And for some of you, it's going to be a romantic partner. And I'm leaning more towards the romantic partner because I have two masculine energies that are showing up here. And it's something that's coming soon. It hasn't happened yet, but it's going to be happening soon. Excuse me. Please, whoever this is, work on your throat chakra, okay? You need to communicate effectively and get the frog out of your throat to say what needs to be said. Okay, so they want you to trust your intuition. That came out twice, so it's being confirmed that you really need to trust your intuition. And 222 is here right now, if you've been seeing these numbers. But it's important for you to work and trust your intuition. And when these people come, be open to them. Don't shut them down. Don't kind of push them aside. Okay, be open to learning. If it is a teacher that's coming to teach you, be open to the friendship if it's someone that's coming to help you to deal with this or give you a different perspective. And again, if it's a relationship that's coming in, be open to it if you're ready, okay? And that, like, if you've healed your shit, don't just be heartbroken and then jump into something else because you're bringing all of that baggage with you and not giving yourself time to recover from what you went through and heal the wounding, so that way you don't hurt somebody else that doesn't deserve it. Now they're requiring you. I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. But apparently that's what they want you. They're requiring you to handle this situation with a gentleness, okay? So I know sometimes it's easy to come out and just be like, you know what, fuck you, I'm tired of you, you did all this stupid shit to me, and you hurt me, and I'm over you, and hurt people's feelings. But they want you to handle it delicately, okay? Because it's important to have compassion on both sides. Jesus Christ, I was fine before I got on here, I promise. To have compassion on both sides of what's happening, okay? So if you can't find a resolution to what you're going through with this individual, Spirit says the best thing you can do is walk away. So if you can't walk away from this, staying is going to be more toxic for you. It's going to cause more pain. It's going to do more damage than good. I don't Jesus Christ, I hate when this happens. So they're showing me the heart chakra, the energy. It's that's where the blockage is, and apparently in your throat chakra as well. Jesus Christ. Whoever this is terrified as hell to speak. And when I started pulling the cards, I felt a really strong, anxious energy, and like I started fumbling with the cards, like they kept falling out of my hands everywhere, and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, I know how to shuffle. So whoever this is, it's like I could feel a deep pain in their heart. Now, the blockages are going to be removed. You have to work on releasing this, but the way to release this is by finding compassion for yourself and the other person. And Jesus, I'm so sorry. So sorry. You have to release these things, okay? And there's going to be, I don't want to say it's going to be a harmonious situation, but there's going to be truth and balance that's going to be brought out of this. That's going to come out of this situation. I'm so sorry. I cannot speak right now. Jesus, whoever this is. Shit. They're not talking. They're being very silent, and whoever this is that feels this pain feels like they're just being thrown out, like they've been cut off, they've been blocked off, like there's no communication. You kind of just cut the cord and was like, you know what, fuck you. And they have this vengeful feeling inside of them. So please, again, warning signs coming out. Be careful with whoever it is that you're dealing with, and maybe this is why it's important to be compassionate to that person, because I'm sure y'all have seen snapped, females wild the fuck out. And it's not only females, men act crazy too. But it's important to be delicate with people's emotions, especially if they're fragile mentally and emotionally, if they're in a dark place already, because they're showing me there's a divine feminine that is trying to negotiate and is bargaining, and like whatever she's feeling right now is it's a very dark place that she's in. I see a lot of darkness, and there's no communication. There's like really nothing being said right now, and she's receiving messages about the union, and she's in denial. Like I'm sorry, I'm getting frustrated. Jesus. She's in denial about what's happening. So she's not facing the truth. Like whatever this ending is, it's like it's not clicking for her. And it's triggering her inner child, it's triggering her family issues, whatever it was. If she's felt neglected, or she felt love, or she always felt like she was discarded or wasn't good enough. That's what's coming out for her right now. So whoever this is, understand that just because this is ending, it's not a bad thing, because they're showing someone else is coming in for you. So take it as it resonates, but you are going to be blessed with a new relationship, but you have to heal this and be patient and understanding as to why this relationship ended and why it didn't work the way you wanted it to or you hoped that it would. All right? So it's not a you thing. Everything that happens, it's a personal thing. So please work on this toxic energy that you have, because being vengeful is not going to help you, and it's not going to do anything but cause more harm and more damage and more pain to everyone involved in the situation. And try not to be negative and thinking that you're worthless and you're not worth being loved and nobody wants you, because it's not true. It's just we have contracts with people and they come to serve a purpose and teach us a lesson, especially when we're comfortable where we're at and we're refusing to grow, we're refusing to change, and we keep living the same thing over and over and over again. And most people aren't aware of this. I know I started noticing a pattern in my life. It was probably 2-3 years down the road that I was just going in circles and circles, and every year it was like the same shit, a little bit different, same shit, a little bit different, and then my life felt meaningless. So pay attention to your cycles, write it down, say, okay, last year this is what I went through during these time frames, this year this is what I'm going through during this time, and see how much they line up, because you'll be surprised, especially if you haven't been awakened. You'll start noticing how frequently your life is it's the same shit, the same shit, the same shit. You have to break the patterns, okay? Jesus. So, excuse me. Please, please, please fix your throat chakra. Now for this message, they want you to go with the flow of things instead of trying to force things. When we try to coerce our life or say, okay, you know what, I want things to go in a certain way, and then we start having our friends lie for us, or making things happen and saying, oh well, I'm gonna lie about this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that to get things to go how you want. Don't do that. That's why things end up fucked up. So please, please, please do not do that to yourself. Everything happens for a reason, okay? So when you're start doing this, Spirit's showing me that some of you have reached like a rock bottom place. Like you've reached this place where there's really nowhere else to go but up. And it's not a terrible place to be at, because they're showing that you're cutting out a lot of toxicity, a lot of people that are not serving you at all in any way in your life right now. Okay? And these things come and they happen because they need to wake you up. Because a lot of us were sent here for a higher purpose. That means we have a spiritual path that needs to be followed. There's things that we need to do in this lifetime to be of service to others. And if we're refusing it and we're ignoring it and we're turning our back to it, then believe me, when Spirit comes, they're gonna fucking just shut your whole shit down, and you're gonna be like, why did all this shit just happen? That's why it happens, okay? You have to maintain your self-discipline, and you have to work on the healing aspects of it and do it daily. It's not a one and done type of thing. When you start healing, it is a continuous process. You're going to keep doing it probably for the rest of your life, because shit, you probably spent your whole life damaged and broken. It's not going to just magically get better. But they're showing me once you get out of this, because it's like you're over here in this place of darkness, but also clarity, because you're able to see what needs to be taken out of your life and removed. And you're still indecisive. You're still indecisive. Communication is needed. And again, if you're the person with the throat chakra issue that's not speaking up, please, please, please speak up. Because if you did something and you feel like you can't communicate this to the person, like if you fucked up or you did something so terrible to them, hi Owen, how are you doing? If you did something so bad to these people that you're blocked, like you don't know what to say or how to say, or even just you can't even show your face because it was that bad, when you communicate, you apologize, you open up enough space so that way the other person can get the closure that they need, can express their feelings, can release these blockages, these things that are just holding on to them. Because sometimes if you just cut somebody off, they don't know what happened, or maybe they do know what happened, but it's not closure, that's Let's playing games. Let's just like be an adult, have a conversation, and say, you know what, I didn't like this. This happened. Whatever. Or if you need to apologize, then apologize. That's really all you need to do, because they're showing me once this healing begins to take place and you're capable of communicating, they're showing me a brand new beginning for you that's going to bring you so much abundance. But they're also showing that you are indecisive, like this emotional loss, whatever it is that you've lost. There's 663388 here. So whatever it is that you've lost, don't feel like you've lost it. Everything is temporary. Nothing lasts forever, even though we would want it to. But your indecision in regards to the heartbreak, once you decide to move forward, once you decide to say, I want to have a new beginning, that's when everything's going to start moving for you. And you have to stand your ground. You have to maintain what it is that you're working towards and what you're trying to attain. Okay, so if you're like, I'm going to start working on healing, I'm going to communicate, whatever it is, you need to do that, because they're showing right now some of you are on a pause. Like, I laugh because a lot of this shit happens to me a lot. My life will be going great, and then it's like, no. So I'm just like, okay, it's not so much of a you thing. It's not so much that you did something. It's that there's other players, there's other people that need to get their shit together to come and meet you where you need to be met at. So this is why I say divine timing is, that's it. It's divine timing. You have to do what Spirit wants you to do, because there is an offer that's going to come in. And for some of you, you've been getting these dreams. You've been getting these messages in your dreams. Others of you, you hear it in songs. But again, I really want to say that it's more in the dream space, because they're showing me the 5D. And when we dream, we travel, we leave our bodies, we go and experience other things, and we get messages and we communicate with our higher selves. So even though on the 3D level you might not be connected, you might not be talking, whatever it is that's happening on the 3D, on the 5D you're probably already connected with these individuals or what it is that needs to happen, and you have already received the offer that you've been waiting for. But on the 3D, you have to work on your self-worth. And again, we're back at the crossroads. So whatever this grief is, the walking away, someone feels that it was very ruthless, like it was just very cold. And the amount of grief that they've had to deal with is insurmountable. Like, it's a lot of pain that they're dealing with. So they're deciding whether or not they want to take the mask off, because it seems like someone has just been putting on like a happy face, like, oh, everything's fine, everything's good, but inside they're dying. Like, you're dying a very slow death because you're debating on whether or not to walk away. But I'm telling you, when you do walk away, everything's going to be better. So stop fighting, because the more you fight, the harder things are going to be, and the worse the situation's going to get. So there may not be any room for recovery. There may not be any room to make amends later on and say, you know what, can we at least be friends? If you're not willing to heal and communicate and do what Spirit's asking of you and walk away, because literally we have crossroads, we have indecision, we have walking away. And this is what they're asking of you right now. They want you to remove yourself from this situation because it is only hindering you. It's not allowing you to grow. When you go into relationships and situations, ask yourself what you're getting out of the situation, besides obviously the physical aspects of it. Like spiritually, emotionally, mentally, does this person challenge you? Do they help you to grow? Do they encourage you? What are they doing for your soul? Ask yourself these questions, because if you're in a relationship that hasn't grown, that hasn't changed, that's remained stagnant for years and years and years, what's the purpose of it? What are you truly getting out of it besides being stuck and going in circles and repeating the same shit over and over and over? Your soul gets tired, okay? Jesus. I'm so sorry. My throat is... I was perfectly fine before I started this damn reading. So, again, it might not be a happy ending for all of you. It might not be it probably won't be a happy ending, but they're showing me a happy ending. And it's happy in the sense that you've made the necessary decision and you've taken the necessary action so that you can have a new beginning. Now, be careful with your spending. I don't know how you're spending money because of everything that's going on, but please bring it back a little bit. If you have money, save money. Oh, thank you, and I'm sorry. I hate giving messages like this. So financially, you got money, cool, but be careful how you're spending it. You don't have to eat out every day. You don't gotta party. You don't gotta get drunk. You don't gotta get high you don't gotta do all that every day, all day. Just dial it back a little bit on your spending, because there might be something that's gonna come up later on that you're gonna need the money for. So just be careful. And again, they want you to go back and look at your programming, because when we get hurt, and you think about the earliest times that you've gotten hurt, because when those hurts occur, it's what programs us and teaches us how to deal with the situations. Now, if you didn't have a parent that was like, okay, well, when this happens, this is an appropriate behavior, this is an appropriate response, or some of us didn't have that, you just be like, flip the fuck out, and that's how you think you're supposed to react to certain situations, and that's not what it is. So understanding your programming, understanding why you respond the way you respond to things is an important thing right now. And you're going to realize this the more time you spend alone and the more time you go within. You're going to understand why you were programmed how you are programmed, and you're going to be able to start changing it, because it's going to be a conscious thing. You have to deliberately in the moment decide, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to take a minute and calm down, or I'm going to walk away and gather myself before I respond to you or I entertain this. Okay, you don't have to entertain anyone's bullshit. Okay, you always have the choice to walk away and remove yourself. But Spirit is always with you, and they're guiding you, and they're just waiting for you to go through these things to get you to where you need to go right now. So, like I said, there was another, what was it? I think it was in the first set, but it was, it's like, I look at it like a true pair, a match. So again, abundance is coming into you, and again, for some of you, it was a masculine energy before that was coming in. Now this is a feminine energy that's coming in, that is either going to be a mentor to you, a teacher to you, a friend, or a possible romantic relationship that's going to be coming in for you. But it has a lot to do with your thought process. Okay, if you believe that every person that comes into your life is going to hurt you, every relationship is going to cause you detriment and sorrow and grief, then that's what you're going to keep getting. You have to change your conditioning. You have to change your programming, okay? And I know it sounds probably crazy as shit, but really, if you think about it, everything that we watch on TV is programming us, it's conditioning us, it's showing us this is how the world is. This is what black people and white people hate each other. Whether or not it's true, they're showing you this, and this is what you start believing. So whatever you grew up with, that's what you grew up believing. That is your conditioning, and you need to break those things, especially when you grow up in the hood, because we have the regular society laws, and then you have the street laws. And when you live by those codes, it's not beneficial to you. We live by those codes because it's beneficial to those people. It's beneficial to keep them out of harm's way. It's beneficial to protect whatever the fuck they're doing that is not right. And you have to start looking at things like that. People have this false sense of loyalty and like, nah, that's my boy, I'm loyal to him, blah, 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 blah. But in the same breath, he just fucked your friend or your girl or somebody you were sleeping with. But it's just, the loyalty, it's just misplaced. So pay attention to that, because they're showing me that you are capable of creating this. And understand the people that you encounter are a reflection of you. So if you're encountering people that are very sad and heartbroken, there's a good chance that that is what you're seeing is coming from you. And if you see people that have a really good heart and they're really kind and loving, that is also a reflection of you. Okay, so don't look at it like I'm just a horrible person, and it's not true. You know, you're not a bad person. Everybody goes through their things, and nobody knows, hey, this is how life is going to turn out, and this person's going to do all these shitty things to you. We're not ready for that. Nobody prepares us for that in life, you know. They're just like, hopefully you survive, good luck. But again, through moving on and being alone, your wishes are going to be fulfilled. So if you're trying to create this beautiful, happy relationship, it's going to come to you, okay? But it's very important that you heal yourself and you do the work and you understand what it is you truly want and what you bring to the table, okay? Because it's, people say, oh, I want this, and I want them to be loyal and understanding and loving, and you ask for all these things, but do you bring that to the table? Can you offer that to somebody else? And most of the time it's no. You're not unconditionally loving. You're not loyal. You're not faithful. Like, you have to look at yourself and really face yourself, because you're going to get what you are. So if you want someone that's healed, you have to heal you. You have to love you. When you start showing the universe how to love you, that you love yourself and how you want to be loved, then that's when that comes in for you, and it'll be what you want. But if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're overworking and you're like just doing the bare minimum, and you're constantly drunk or you're constantly high and you're poisoning your body, you're showing the universe like, this is what I think of myself. Your self-worth is basically not there. Okay, you have to change these things in order to bring in what you really need and what you really want. And this can be you or the other person, but there is someone that is, I'm going to say they're spying on you, because they're using a fake social media profile. So you may know this, you may not know this, I don't know. But they're showing that there is someone that is, they love you, and they're watching you, and they have this strong desire for you. They have a lusting for you. And whoever this was, it's they're changing. So if this was a person that was very not so nice or left you to be with somebody else, they're changing who they are. They are working on themselves from the inside out, because they're raising their vibration to match yours, okay? You should never, ever, ever lower your vibration to match someone else's, because they're not where you need to be, and you don't want to go backwards. Believe me, it's not fun, and it's especially not fun when you work so hard to heal just to have somebody pull you back into the toxicity. So this is why I say it's important to remove yourself from those people and that environment. But whoever this was, they went with a third party or someone else, and that person is a karmic partner. You know, they were exercising their free will to do whatever they thought. Maybe they thought they were better than you and they were getting everything that they wanted. But whatever happened, this person feels embarrassed, okay? So maybe they're just maintaining appearances, but they feel very embarrassed, and they're unstable. So whether it's emotionally, mentally, whatever it is, they are unstable right now, and they're closed off, which is making them unavailable. So they have a desire for you and they want you, but they're not making any moves. And they're showing me that this is a twin flame situation. And for those of you that don't know what the twin flames are, it is like a mirror of you. It's an extension of who you are. You know, we are whole and within ourselves, but we have a divine counterpart. And when we encounter our twin, it is because we have a spiritual purpose. We have a spiritual path on earth that we need to do, that we have to work through to get towards, okay? And some people don't want to acknowledge it, or some people might think that, hey, you're crazy as shit, this isn't real. So it really depends. But this is definitely a twin flame situation. So one of you is stalking the other one and has this strong desire for them, but they're showing me that time is running out. So if you've been dragging your feet and making a decision, if you've been dragging your feet and making this known, it's time to man up, clear out your throat chakra, or woman up, whoever this is, and say what needs to be said, okay? Because this blockage, like the way I couldn't speak at the beginning of this video was crazy. And the way I felt when I felt this person's energy, it's like they're so anxious and nervous. they don't know how to do this. And if they did something to you that was that bad that they're embarrassed to come back to you, try not to be so harsh when they come back, you know, because everyone makes mistakes. Everyone fucks up. No, none of us are perfect. And maybe they did hurt your feelings or say things that weren't really nice to you. But understand, the person that's coming back is not the same person. Okay, it's somebody different. It's the same person, just they've changed their vibration. They've elevated, okay? So I'm sorry for the way that came out. Now, we're going back to the beliefs about you. So, let me see. I'm trying to think of an analogy. Alright, so let's say that you was a shitty ass person. Okay? You met someone who was a really nice person. But because you were so broken and so hurt and so damaged, you were a terrible fucking human to this other person. But this person was nice. You know, they never did anything to you. They were just nice to you. And like I said, if you've changed, you've become a better person, you've gained enlightenment, and you're like, you know what, I'm better now. But your behavior was so fucking poor that you don't know how to come back from it. You don't know how to say, I'm sorry, you know. And sorry is a hard thing to say, especially when you grow up never hearing this shit, or no one teaching you that when you do something wrong, you take accountability and you make amends. That is something that has to be learned from typically your parents. But the way I grew up, sorry was a non-existent word in my life. It was like, yeah, whatever, you'll get over it type of thing. I know it sounds bad, I know, but that's how it was for me. So, and I'm sure this is how it is for a lot of us. You know, don't look at sorry as you're being weak or you're bowing down. Don't look at sorry like that. Look at it as, I'm taking accountability for the pain that I caused someone else. I'm taking accountability for blaming you for something that was a me problem. I'm taking accountability, and I want you to know that in my heart, I am truly sorry, and I've changed my behavior. Okay? That's how you want to come at it. Don't look at it as you're being a punk or a coward or whatever, because that's not the case. It's being accountable and being compassionate towards someone else and emphasizing with, okay, you know what? I was pretty bad, and because you have to put yourself in other people's shoes. And I think that's the hardest thing. No one does that. I lived my whole life, like, I think of it from someone else's perspective. How would I want to be treated? And I try to live my life that way. But it's important that you try to put yourself in that person's shoes and imagine if somebody treated you as badly as you treated them. Imagine people saying the most hurtful fucking things they could possibly say to you. Only because they were hurt and they didn't know how to deal with it, but it still hurts you. The words stay for forever. They don't go away. So look at it from that person's perspective, because then it'll help you to find the compassion, and it'll help you to say, you know what, I am sorry. Especially if you have kids, a mother, a father, a fucking daughter, son, whatever it is. Because if somebody did that to your relative, if somebody did that to your child, you'd probably want to go fucking kill somebody. I mean, in theory, like, you hurt my baby, like, we got problems. But look at it like that, because it's easy for us to just discard people because we're mad at them and we don't want to be bothered with them. It's hard to put yourself in those person's shoes and take on what you did to them, you know, how you made them feel. Like, we're all accountable for our own emotions and our own healing, but a lot of us don't have the tools, never had the tools, never taught, so we just project and react. Okay? Healing is the most important thing right now, so you have to let go of these things that I'm still like this, or this person's not going to forgive me because I did these things to them. And maybe, depending on the person you're dealing with, if you're dealing with someone that is like me, then I've probably already forgiven you for whatever fucked up shit you've done and you don't even realize it because we haven't spoken. But if you're dealing with someone from a lower vibration, then they're probably gonna react or be crazy or God knows what, you know. So take it as it comes, but as long as you're authentically you and you're standing in your truth and you're doing what you feel is genuinely the right thing to do, and you're not just doing it for show or just like to, say, okay, I apologize, fuck it, but it wasn't sincere. Don't do that. When you do these things, be sincere, because Spirit wants you to stand up and take accountability for your life, for your actions. And this is a message again for whoever does music, whoever is writing music, whoever is working on music. Don't work yourself to death. Okay, that is big here, because it seems like you're working on it and you're like just going, and it's helping you to numb. We numb our emotions in different ways, but this is another way, like working yourself, just getting so bogged down with a bunch of shit. Don't do that, okay? And they want you to stand in your power. Excuse me. And they want you to understand that everything is connected. All right, everything in the world is connected. It's not everything is separate. The movie Crash, I don't know if any of you have seen it, or if you haven't, but if you haven't watched it, watch it, because it'll give you a better understanding, because it shows a bunch of different people's lives. It shows all of these people's lives, and it's one incident that connects all of them. It connects everything together. Okay, that is how our lives are. Everything is connected. Hi, Julian, how are you? So don't look at it as it's separate events. Everything that happens, look at it and be like, okay, well, it makes sense why this happened, and then this happened, and then that happened. So if you look at everything as, oh, they're all separate things, then it's not going to make sense to you. You have to start looking at your life like it's a puzzle. Put the pieces together, because when you start saying, oh, well, this shit didn't work out, but then I got this great job, you're going to say, you know what? That job, I would have had to work overtime. I would have had to work weekends. I would have had to work holidays. And here I have weekends off. I only work 40 hours. I work Monday through Friday. So look at these things, because they're blessings, and they're showing you how synchronicity works, and why things, while you feel like you're being rejected from it, it's not really a rejection. They're protecting you and guiding you towards something better. Believe me, the past fucking week I've had, I'm just like, oh, okay, nothing wants to work for me. I'm good. You know what? I'll wait for whatever's meant for me. When you start taking it like that and don't let it bother you so much, you're not angry, you're not stressed, because you know what's meant for you is going to find you. It's going to come to you. And believe me, I was not always like this. I'm not like this. No. I was that person that I would flip the fuck out on somebody and be like, how dare you waste my fucking time? That was me. Now I'm just like, oh, okay, no problem, thank you for your time, hope you have a great day. And that's it, because life happens, and everything that happens is meant to happen for a reason. So the pauses, the delays, maybe the person that's coming in is not ready, so you have to keep getting held back a little bit, because you're already where you're meant to be at, and they're trying to catch up to you. So if you keep on going and going, they're never going to reach you. So when you get stuck, you're like, okay, I'm paused. It's serving a purpose. That pause is serving a purpose, believe me. And your ancestors are watching over you, and they want you to know that you have what you need inside you to create the life that you want. And it's requiring you to have the strength and the courage to pursue these things, okay? Don't feel like you have to do what other people want you to do. They want you to be your own person and do what you feel is best for you. We live our lives working for other people and spend our entire life doing that, and nobody realizes that it's modern day slavery. You're spending your whole life doing these things that you fucking hate, because yeah, we have to pay for food. Yeah, we have to pay for shelter and water and electric and everything under the sun. But have you noticed that it's only humans that have to do all of these things when all the other creatures of the earth live free? It's not how life's supposed to be. We're not supposed to be doing this. And that's why we end up feeling so terrible. So again, they're showing me strength, okay? Your angels are with you, and they're guiding you, and they're telling you right now that you have to put more effort into what it is you're trying to create, okay? Because while you're doing what you can do, I'm not saying you're not doing the work. They want you to put more effort in, okay? So whatever it is that you're doing, do more. But not more to where you're like fucking working 12-hour days every day, and then you're exhausted and you're fucking burnt out. Don't do that. But put the effort in, because they're gonna help you get to what it is that you're working towards. They're showing me that they're there, and as you put in this effort, they're working with you. And for some of you that you do Reiki, you provide healing to others. So please, if you feel like maybe you feel like you're not good enough, or you haven't had enough practice, or you haven't had enough skills, understand intention is the main thing with Reiki. When you set your intention, and your intent is to genuinely help someone, then that is what they're receiving. You're sending your healing energy to these people, and they're receiving it. So don't feel like you're not good enough, because believe me, everyone has those doubts. Everyone feels like I'm not good enough. But if I showed you some other people that were doing things that you wanted to do, and they didn't go through the process of healing, they didn't go through as much learning, they didn't understand things the way you do, or have a deep compassion and love for people, you'd be like, what the hell? Like, I could be doing this shit. Like, why are they doing it and they're living a good life, and I'm over here stressed out because I think I'm not good enough? Don't do that to yourself, because they're showing there's this passion that's being ignited within you. And when you start going after your dream, and you start going after your goals, the blockages in your heart, the heart chakra, are being removed. They're showing me that there's going to be prosperity. So if you've been numb and closed off, and you haven't been wanting to feel whatever it is, you're going to start feeling again. You're going to start allowing love to come in, and you're going to be prosperous, and then Spirit's going to bring you the new beginning you've been looking for. And I'm sorry I keep clearing my throat, but this only happens when people that I'm connecting with have blockages, that they're not communicating their truth. So if this is you, please work on that, and don't be afraid, because what we do to ourselves is we'll think of something and we'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna say this, and then the more we think about it, the more we're like, no, I'm not gonna do it, because this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, and we think about how many which ways it's gonna be a fucking terrible thing, and you spend 30 minutes, an hour, days, weeks thinking about this and never bringing it up. I know, because I've done this. And then one day I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna say it and let the fucking chips fall where they're supposed to. And then I say it, and it's nothing, nowhere near as terrible as I imagined in my head. So please, speak your truth, okay? However the other person takes it, that's on them. You know, it's important for you to remove these blockages, because you're holding on to this and it's causing you anxiety and stress, and you're going crazy. I don't like your feelings, so I know you don't like your feelings, okay? Now this is in regard, there's a divine masculine here. So this spread right here, I guess, is for the divine masculine, but there is they're working really hard to get to where they feel like they need to be, and what's going to bring them joy and happiness. But this masculine is purging. I think they're going through a breakup. It looks like they're separating from a person that they were with, and this person, your masculine, or vice versa, whoever it is they're either at a distance from you, like they're not anywhere in your location, or they're just not talking to you and they're distant in that fashion. But they're very self-indulgent and they like to play the victim. So whatever it is that y'all went through, and maybe they were just like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want to do, I don't care, and you're a horrible person and I'm a saint, whatever it was that they were saying to you, understand that they admire you, they look up to you, and they're realizing that you are their soulmate, because this is what's coming out. Like, they're understanding that you are their person. So if they didn't understand this before, these blockages, these hard shot, like they're showing like there's a flame that's growing inside this person, and they're working on creating their own happiness so that they could be the person that you need them to be. But they've acknowledged who you are, and they're going to come forth at some point. You know, like I said, when we get the pauses, don't be mad at the pauses. They're not where we are yet. Let them catch up. You know, if you're playing tag, you know, you're playing with a little kid that's like 3 and you're older, you're not going to run fast as hell, because they're never going to catch up to you. You're going to take a little light jog, maybe fast walk, and, you know, you're going to let them catch you. So it's the same thing. Let them catch up to you, because the more you ascend and you grow, they're just like, okay, you know, I was really fucked up, so I'm just now getting on the bandwagon. But please, and for those of you that are in music, stand in your truth. and speak what you feel is necessary that needs to be heard. Everybody doesn't need more bitches and hoes fucking music or fucking WAP or whatever other shit they have on the radio. We don't need more of that. We need more music that is enlightening, more music that is positive, that's encouraging to our youth, so they stand in their power, not so that they keep destroying themselves. That's what the music is. It's, hey, be a gangster, be a thug, be a drug dealer, do all these terrible fucking things and ruin your entire life so that you can get caught up in the system. No, we don't need that. We need people that are enlightening our children, that are teaching them to respect women and respect themselves, okay? So whoever's doing the music, please operate from your heart, your spirit space. Don't do it from whatever the hell's popular, because you're not going to be successful. And there's a reason when things don't work out and you keep going back in circles and circles and circles, and you're just like, damn, I did everything right, I busted my ass, and then it falls apart. It's because you have a job that spirit wants you to do, and if you keep ignoring that job, you're gonna say, hey, I reached it, and then psh, and hey, I reached it, and psh, until you do what spirit's asking you to do, what your calling is, okay? I know it sounds terrible, but it's life, and that's what's happening. Aw, I'm sorry. I feel bad. I feel bad. I like when my readings resonate, but more on the happier spectrum, not the shitty spectrum of it. It's really bad. And this isn't my terrible. I've had really terrible ones, so. But those are your messages for today. I hope they resonate with you. The more you guys interact with me on my channel and you watch me, I pick up more of your energy and I'm able to give more messages for you, because this is a collective read. So you take what resonates with you. But thank you so much. I love you guys, and I might be on a little bit later tomorrow. I have some things going on, but I will be on. All right? I love you. Thank you so much.